Time now for Reporters Roundtable to put the headlines in perspective. Bud and Ross are back with us, and Berna Dean Steptoe, Channel 8's political producer, is here every Sunday as well. Ross, will start with you and the police shootings. You know, these were huge news just a few years ago, and now we have last week a Dallas County jury convict a police officer of murder, sending him to prison for 15 years. We haven't really heard anything from any candidates anywhere. Why are people talking about this?
Well, it's been really quiet. You know, it was something of a surprise to see a police officer actually convicted, because it doesn't happen very often, and it caught the political class flat-footed. Nobody's really said much about it, and you know, I expect this will be an issue going forward. It doesn't seem like a lot of people are rallying around the police officer in this case, so there's not a lot of controversy, but you would expect somebody to say something.
Bud?
Well, you know, back when it happened, Lieutenant Governor Patrick and Speaker Strauss both said the justice system should pursue the case. But then it's all over, and the only person who said something was Greg Abbott, who said Jordan Edwards should never have died. He appointed Faith Johnson. He wants to help her get reelected. You'd think the other Republicans would rally around her. And the governor said that in a tweet, Berna Dean.
I know, but I think that whenever you have a situation where you have police involved, and the questionable shooting in this case is not necessarily questionable, because the jury did find the police officer guilty. But whenever you're dealing with race, whenever you're dealing with police officers, it's always like a slippery slope, in the sense that you don't want to get on the wrong side of it.
Jason, you see who Dan Patrick's talking about. He's talking about Molly Tibbetts. Well, he doesn't say a word about Jordan Edwards.
That's a good point, Berna Dean.
Well, and then also, keep in mind now, the DA is their Republican candidate.
Yeah.
So they want to be careful about even indicating that there's anything questionable about there. But whenever you have race, particularly when you have a police officer who has shot African-American, in this sense, African-American male, young kid, you don't know, you have to be careful, and apparently that's what most of the candidates are doing.
Let's shift off and talk about debates and strategy for a moment here. Lupe Valdez, Ross, Lupe has finally agreed to Greg Abbott's terms. Beto and Ted Cruz can't get together on the same page. The debate that was supposed to happen Friday did not happen. How's all this going to play out? What do you expect to see?
Well, we know we're going to see a governor's debate. We're not going to see debates from the lieutenant governor candidates or from the attorney general candidates, it looks like. And I keep thinking there's going to be a U.S. Senate debate. I thought there were going to be 5. At one point there were going to be 6. Now I'm kind of hoping to see at least 1.
But what do you think? Will there be 1?
And it's just a difference of terms. I mean, Cruz has laid out, you know, basically the same terms as the governor's debate. You know, Beto would like something different, and Cruz now is stinging him, saying you'd rather go talk to Ellen than come debate me.
Berna Dean?
Well, and what Bud just said is interesting, because this is one of the few times I have seen where you have an incumbent who's baiting and bringing up the issue of non-debating with a challenger. So I think that we might see 1 if that plays out, but it's just interesting. The whole process is interesting.
Incredible to think about. Ross, final seconds here too. Let's talk about yard signs for a moment, just for a second here. Beto's yard signs are all over the place up here in North Texas. We haven't really seen a lot of Ted Cruz signs. Tell us about what's going on with that.
The Republicans say yard signs don't vote. They haven't made it a priority, but some of their crowds at Ted Cruz events are saying, hey, where's our signs? We're seeing Beto signs all over the place. It's making us nervous.
And then it also shows that Cruz is having to react to what Beto is doing, because they never intended on having any signs. That's not how they campaign.
Interesting how this is all playing out. Thank you guys very much. We appreciate it, and thank you for watching as well. ABC's This Week begins in just a moment. We'll see you next Sunday. Hope you have a good week, and hope you have a good Labor Day as well. Take care.